just keeps getting up and down, up and down.
In a recent episode, YouTube creator Larry, well known for his camping videos, shared a chilling experience while camping in his RV. The footage you're seeing now captures Larry parked in a secluded spot, seeking peace and solitude. As midnight approached, Larry began hearing strange noises outside. At first, he dismissed them as sounds of wildlife, but what happened next would leave him questioning that assumption.
Hear that?
As tension mounted, Larry initially thought the noises were nothing more than animals, but the situation took a terrifying turn when someone attempted to break into his RV. Suddenly, the door swung open. Armed with only a flashlight and his phone, Larry came face to face with a menacing figure. For a brief moment, they stood in a tense standoff before the intruder backed off and disappeared into the night. Larry quickly slammed the door shut, his hands trembling as he secured the lock. Desperately, he called out for help, his voice echoing in the still night. Moments later, the intruder made another attempt to break in, rattling the door with force. Fortunately, they failed to gain entry and eventually disappeared into the darkness. It remains unclear who the intruder was or what their intentions might have been, but one thing is certain: this was far from a simple scare.
Need somebody out there.
This chilling encounter serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers that can arise even in places where one seeks solitude and safety. While Larry managed to secure his RV and avoid further harm, the identity and intentions of the intruder remain a mystery. Whether it was a random act of malice or something more sinister, one thing is clear: Larry's quick thinking likely prevented the situation from escalating into something far worse. Deep in the mountains of California, YouTuber Joey Mac420 shared a chilling experience while riding his motorbike with a friend on a remote trail. The area was far removed from any signs of civilization, roughly 45 miles from the nearest town. As Joey rounded a corner, he was startled to see a woman walking toward him. Her presence was unsettling. She seemed both unfamiliar and strangely familiar, an eerie contradiction that sent shivers down his spine. As she passed by, she didn't make eye contact or acknowledge him in any way, heightening the unease. Later, Joey's friend also encountered the woman, but her behavior was even more bizarre. She ran straight at him, leaving them both deeply disturbed by the mysterious encounter.
That girl! Fuck, was that not creepy?
Her bag, I was just looking at her bag.
Wait,
Her
what?
bag way down there, where I kept going.
Yeah.
Her bag like hidden in the bushes down there.
Dude, she just like was
She
staring.
came, like, running at me.
She did?
Yeah, I was like, I rode back to the river.
Yeah.
She was like sprinting through there.
What? She was just like kind of like staring at me. Dude, that was weird. Let's get the out of here.
Joey couldn't shake the worry about the woman he'd encountered. She was barefoot, alone in the mountains, and appeared visibly distressed. The encounter reminded him of a recent missing persons report, so he checked the details. Looking at a photo of Carly Lane, a 16-year-old girl who had disappeared some time ago, Joey noticed striking similarities, particularly in the hairstyle. Convinced that the woman might be Carly and concerned for her safety, Joey decided to contact the local sheriff to report what he had seen.
Carly Goose, she actually went missing from Bishop, which is about 3 hours away. But it was just kind of weird how it popped up. So I looked at her face. She has a couple different pictures too. And it popped in my head. I was like, dude, that is her. I have a weird feeling it's her. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call it in just to make sure it's not. It's better safe than sorry. If you guys ever run into this kind of stuff, it's good just to turn it in so they go check it out and make sure she doesn't need any help. So we're gonna call right now, turn it in, and then see what's going on with it really. So let's call it.
That's Rachel.
Hello, I'm calling about a missing persons report, and I think I might have seen the girl.
Did you know the name of the person?
Yes, it's Carly Goose. She went missing in Bishop, California, but I was out in Hemet. It's like Batista Canyon Road out in the mountains, and I came across a girl that looks really close to her out in the hills right off the side of the road, and I seen a picture of it and just kind of popped in my head, and it looked exactly like her. So I thought I'd call in and make a report at least.
Okay, do you know the cross street to Batista Canyon? Where you saw her?
Yeah, hang on one second. Let me look.
Okay, and was she like walking or sitting on the side of the road?
She was walking down a creek bed off the side of the road. I have footage, GoPro footage of it. I was on my motorcycle filming, and I came across, and I thought it was kind of weird, but she got kind of spooked out too. But she was just too far out. Like, there was no cars around, nobody was around. So it kind of, it's kind of a weird deal.
Okay, and do you remember what color shirt and pants she was wearing?
Yes, a black shirt, and then she had black shorts on. They were pretty short, and then they had like white stripes at the bottom, and she had no shoes on.
And she was by herself?
Joey's decision to contact the authorities proved to be a reasonable one, as he wasn't the only person to report seeing someone resembling Carly Lane. Another individual had also claimed to see a thin girl in the area where Carly had disappeared, describing her as dazed and staring blankly at the sky. Intriguingly, Joey noted that the woman he saw was holding something that matched this second account. However, it remains a chilling mystery how someone could have survived in such conditions for so long. Carly was last seen in October 2018, and Joey's encounter occurred in July 2019. Tragically, Carly is still missing, and despite Joey's report, no significant breakthroughs have been made in her case. In 2022, Lisa, a life coach and YouTuber known for documenting her solo van travels across the country, had a deeply unsettling experience while parked by the roadside. One afternoon, as she was cooking dinner with her van's side door open, a sketchy-looking man approached and brazenly poked his head inside without permission. He began asking her strange questions in French, a language Lisa doesn't understand. After she signaled her confusion, the man pulled out a translator app in an attempt to communicate, but his persistence only heightened Lisa's discomfort, especially since he had already invaded her personal space. Despite his efforts, Lisa firmly closed the door in his face and drew the curtain to make it clear she wanted no further interaction. Oddly, the man didn't leave. Instead, he stood outside her van in the rain for over half an hour, still fumbling with the translator app, even though Lisa had made it abundantly clear that she wanted to be left alone.
He just moved even closer so that I can't move out and so that I can't go forward. Please leave. Please leave, you sketchy person. Please leave.
The man's behavior grew increasingly suspicious as he began hiding in the bushes, watching Lisa from a distance, seemingly under the impression that she couldn't see him. As the sun started to set, Lisa remained alert, carefully observing his movements to ensure he didn't try to approach her again. Despite her vigilance, the man escalated the situation by repeatedly moving his car closer to her van, deliberately positioning it to block her exit in various ways. For over half an hour, he continued this unsettling behavior, leaving Lisa on edge as she tried to figure out how to handle the situation safely.
This guy is really starting to freak me out. It's been like a half an hour and he just keeps on moving his vehicle so he can see in my van here. And anyways, it's 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. It's raining pretty hard and he is just such a creepy person, and I didn't trust him when he was trying to talk to me earlier.
For Lisa, the situation took a turn for the better as darkness fell and a family in an RV parked behind her van, making her feel safe enough to stay overnight. The suspicious man left shortly after the family's arrival, but unsettlingly, he returned 3 hours later in the middle of the night to check if Lisa was still there. Upon realizing the family was still present, he left for good. Lisa departed early the next morning and never saw him again. While it's unclear what his intentions were, his behavior was undeniably creepy. The The timely arrival of the RV family likely prevented the situation from escalating into something far worse, providing Lisa with a much-needed sense of safety during a tense and troubling encounter. A man camping in Australia decided to explore the surrounding area, enjoying the calm and pleasant environment. However, it wasn't long before he realized he wasn't alone. Hidden behind some rocks, he discovered something deeply unsettling. It had a triangular face with large eyes and a gray, bony appearance. Despite the man's eerie discovery, the creature remains unidentified, and its true nature is still a mystery. Similarly, a strange video posted on Dailymotion by user Neil Websahanford suggests there may be more than just animals lurking in the woods. The footage, reportedly taken by a group of friends camping in France, starts with a bright bonfire and lighthearted conversation. But as night falls, their laughter fades when one of them notices something unusual moving in the shadows, just beyond the trees.
Vous avez vu un truc encore bouger?
Bon, toi là.
Il y a un truc là-bas?
Il y a un truc derrière là.
Minou, 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 j'ai trouvé ta mère.
Putain!
Putain. Il est mignon le chat.
Ouais, il est un peu gros chat, j'aime pas ça. Je vais me barrer.
Instinctively, they throw a lit torch toward the source of the movement, hoping to catch a glimpse of whatever is lurking in the shadows. As the flickering light briefly illuminates the forest, something chilling comes into view. If you look closely, a small creature with gray skin emerges from behind a tree. Its large, dark eyes reflect the glow of the torch, and its long, thin fingers slowly reach out toward the flickering flame. It's unsettling to think about what might have happened if they hadn't thrown the torch, or if the creature had decided to come closer. The brief glimpse raises more questions than answers, leaving an eerie mystery lingering in the night.
Oh, non?
Vaillant. Non, c'est deux fils de gueule.
Mais pourquoi t'as laissé tomber la torche?
Pour éclairer, putain!
Attends, je vais exprimer sa mère.
The sight is both fascinating and terrifying, sparking equal measures of curiosity and dread. Fueled by intrigue, the cameraman cautiously tries to move in for a closer look at the mysterious figure. However, before he can get close, the creature swiftly vanishes into the darkness, leaving behind nothing but more questions. Its appearance bears a striking resemblance to the extraterrestrials often depicted in movies, though some speculate it could be an unknown earthly cryptid. Unfortunately, without more evidence, this video, like so many others of its kind, will remain an unsolved mystery, leaving viewers to wonder what might truly be hiding in the shadows. Deep in the eerie forest known for its haunted dolls, Mo and his friends embarked on a chilling adventure to uncover the mystery surrounding the hidden figures. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the unsettling atmosphere thickened. Before long, they began spotting the first haunted dolls eerily suspended among the trees. Each doll, surrounded by strange ritualistic items, stared back at them with lifeless eyes, sending a wave of unease and fear through Mo and his friends. It was clear that the forest held secrets far more sinister than they had anticipated.
I wonder if anything else has changed or like, yeah, look, that's the old doll right there.
Yeah, those were there.
Creepy. So for those of you that have never seen the doll forest video, hey, look, that head is on the ground. That was not on the ground there. What? Look.
The adventure took an even darker turn when Mo and his friends stumbled upon something truly disturbing. A severed goat's head, stripped of its skin, lying on the ground. At first, it was hard to fully process what they were seeing, but as they stepped closer, the chilling detail became undeniable. One unsettling eye remained intact, staring back at them, amplifying the eerie atmosphere of the haunted forest.
Oh no! What is that?
It's a goat's head.
You think so?
Well, I don't know if it's a goat's head, but it's a head.
Oh,
Look at the eyeball.
oh my god.
Milky.
Dude, that's disgusting. What? Who put that here? Guys, look at that. That is either a goat's head or some type of dinosaur. I don't know what the hell this is.
At first, it's hard to tell what purpose the severed goat's head served, but as Mo and his friends looked closer, it became clear it seemed to have been part of a dark, sinister ritual. In February 2024, Sean, an adventurous YouTuber known for exploring the hidden corners of the UK during his solo camping trips, found himself in an unexpectedly frightening situation. His channel, typically filled with serene landscapes and tranquil nights under the stars, took a darker turn during this particular outing, leaving his viewers captivated and concerned.
I am parked on the side of the road. I have parked across from a bit of a clearing. After last week's video where I had a little bit of aggro, I decided this week I'm just going to come out in the middle of nowhere so that I can have a little bit of downtime.
After parking his van by the side of the road near a dense forest, Sean spent a few hours exploring the area before returning to his van. Later, he went out for another evening walk, enjoying the peaceful surroundings. Once back, Sean settled in for the night, signing off his video and getting cozy. But as he drifted off to sleep, the real story was just about to begin, turning his usual serene adventure into something far more unsettling.
Being well, I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
A car's just pulled up, and it sounds like they're walking around the van.
At around 3 a.m., Sean was abruptly awakened by the sound of a car pulling up nearby. Lying still, he listened intently as footsteps circled his van, sending his heart racing as he realized someone or something was just outside. Carefully, he pulled back the curtains to take a look, only to see the mysterious visitors quickly rushing back to their car and speeding off into the night. Luckily, they didn't linger, but the unsettling encounter left Sean on edge for the rest of the night. The next morning, Sean stepped outside to inspect his van, hoping to shake off the eerie events of the previous night. But as he tried to open the door, he noticed something strange. It wouldn't budge. Confused and increasingly alarmed, he forced it open and discovered something unsettling. The door had been zip-tied shut. The implications of this bizarre act left Sean rattled, and what happens next only deepens the mystery.
My door's stuck. What the actual see that?
Someone had deliberately secured the doors with heavy-duty zip ties, essentially trapping him inside. Upon further inspection, Sean found that the back door had also been tampered with. His mind raced, wondering if the culprits were trying to steal diesel, if locals were upset with his presence, or if it was simply the work of pranksters. Being in a situation like that has to be downright terrifying, especially when you consider the implications of being trapped with no easy way out. Thankfully, despite this frightening ordeal, Sean's adventurous spirit remained intact, and he was able to walk away from the incident without any further harm. It was just a close call, but one that could have been much worse. In late 2021, a man named Phil, the host of the YouTube channel Hike Slam, set out on an overnight hiking and camping trip along a section of the Appalachian Trail near his home in Virginia. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and Phil, famous for his adventurous hikes, was expecting another typical journey. About half an hour into his hike, he suddenly stumbled upon a horrifying sight. Take a look at the pile of garbage he found.
So some Bud Light cans, plastic bat, some writing on some of this garbage. This one, hangman is coming down from the gallows, song lyrics. other weird things. Well, hopefully I don't get murdered out here. That would totally ruin my day. Well, let's keep going.
As Phil moved past the garbage pile, he noticed it was covered in cryptic writing. For a moment, he joked about hoping not to get murdered and continued on the trail. But shortly after, he came across more of these strange notes. This time, they were accompanied by a dead duck, which added an even more disturbing twist to the situation. The notes were placed neatly between rocks, their eerie precision making the discoveries even more unsettling.
The weirdness continues. What the hell? And there's a dead duck here. A very long note. And it looks like it was just put here because it's not wet. That duck is fairly recently killed. Alright. Kind of creepy.
Based on what he mentioned in his video a couple of days later, Phil decided to alter his plans after being alarmed by the strange findings. Instead of camping at his intended spot, he chose to hike 2 miles in the opposite direction to a shelter. When asked why he made that decision, he explained how the eerie atmosphere seemed to follow him no matter where he went.
I'm gonna check out the shelter log here. I hang out by the fire. Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log where people write in their trail names and what's going on. They can write whatever they want in there. So it's kind of cool tradition here. So let's see what this one says. Little engine, back section. Hiking again finally. Great day on the AT. This was in August. Huh. Someone left some PBRs here. I guess it's nice and little trail magic. Ah, some comics and writing and stuff. Alright, let's see what's happened recently. Holy crap. Wait a second. Hold on, I'm adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here. Let's see if this makes any sense. Sorry if the lighting's bad. I'm just gonna see what it says. Cleaned the outhouse. Picked up trash. Collected wood for others. See Charlie Daniels' Simple Man lyrics, which I used in 2013 Facebook post, and note the rope I found with the silicone sealant can 2 miles south of that. I left it on a stump. In 2018, while I was incarcerated at the Okaloosa County Jail. What the heck? In solitary confinement, I figured the following out. Refer to Isaiah 28:15 through 9. Here in early 2017, Trump, Nebo, allowed Obama to have the special use of the Air Force One for a trip to Palm Springs. This is the same ramblings from the guy that was on the other side of the river. That's kind of scary.
Which is honestly one of the most concerning parts of this whole situation. Half awake, Phil heard footsteps drawing near the shelter, and his heart pounded as the sounds grew closer, signaling that someone or something was approaching. Thinking quickly, he made the wise decision to return to his truck and leave the area, thanks to which he was able to get out safely and avoid what could have been a much worse situation. A YouTube channel called Novice Wild Camper, focused on wilderness camping in the UK, released a series of videos that have left viewers feeling uneasy. The footage you're seeing now is from the first video, where the camper sets up a hammock deep in a quiet, secluded forest. For a while, everything seems calm, but as night falls, the serene environment quickly takes an unsettling turn. As it was later revealed, the peacefulness of the woods is interrupted by strange, unidentifiable voices. The camper, clearly feeling uneasy, attempts to investigate the source of the noises, but finds no explanation, which only adds to the eerie atmosphere of the situation.
Lots of creatures and animals running around, and twigs on the floor, so you hear everything snapping and cracking and breaking. There's a huge amount of noises around here. I've picked a chestnut tree wood, so there are chestnuts crashing around constantly. Sounds like Bigfoot's throwing rocks at the hammock.
Later confessed that as the night goes on, the situation becomes increasingly alarming. A rock is suddenly thrown near the hammock, startling the camper and escalating the tension of the already unsettling experience.
Suddenly by my hammock, a massive thud hits the ground and bounces, and I jumped up, unzipped it, put my torch on, and there's a rock on the floor that wasn't there when I went to bed.
Later, a large branch crashes down close by.
This doesn't land coming down, it bounces towards me. It hit the floor and was still rolling towards me. This place is freaked out.
As soon as the YouTuber spent the night in his car, he mentioned spotting a man standing by the side of the road. After this, he reportedly shares an eerie conversation he had with this strange man, leaving viewers even more unsettled by the experience.
And there's a man just walking down the road by me, and he saw me and he went, "All right." And I was like, "All right." And he went, "You been camping in the woods?" I said, "Yeah, just a little hammock camp." And he says, "You went, you're brave." I said, "Why is that?" And he went, "People have done it before, no one's lasted." I said, "What do you mean?" And he just laughed and he went, "You know what I mean." I walked off.
Earlier that year, despite his promise to never return to those woods, the story didn't end there. After several months and a wave of comments from his followers urging him to revisit the site, the camper reluctantly decided to go back. This time, he came equipped with more advanced gear, including infrared cameras and motion detectors. In a highly anticipated part 2, the YouTuber bravely ventured back into the same forest to uncover more about the mysterious events.
Flame screed quilt. I might switch off for a second. It could just be someone walking a dog or something down the main track. That was close.
Determined to uncover the truth, he begins filming with his new infrared camera. What he captures is nothing short of terrifying.
Nothing around there. What is that? There's 2 handprints.
He noticed his fresh handprints on a nearby tree. Handprints that weren't there just minutes earlier.
I swear that wasn't there. There's 2.
Later confirmed that the discovery leaves both the camper and his viewers wondering what is truly happening in these woods. Is it the work of a prankster, an unknown creature, or something even more sinister? While the mystery remains unsolved, one thing is clear: these woods are far from ordinary. Near the heart of a remote wilderness, explorers from Exploring with Angelo find themselves facing an unexpected situation. Known for their adventurous spirit and curiosity, the team ventures into untouched areas, documenting every moment for their audience. But as they navigate deeper into the wild, the serene atmosphere begins to shift, and what started as a typical exploration quickly takes a mysterious turn.
Ooh. Okay. It's pretty spooky in here, that's for sure. What the hell? Oh my god. There's even there's like a stick to, what do you call it? A glow stick or whatever.
That's like a glow stick.
Dude, we need to get the hell out of here. Look at that.
Oh, it almost touched that.
Is that blood or is that part of the rock?
Inside the cave, although it appears small from the outside, the interior is vast and eerie. A few minutes into their exploration, they come across something very unsettling. A white cloth with what looks like a bloodstain and a hammer resting on top. It's incredibly haunting to imagine what might have happened in the depths of the cave, and the silence and darkness only add to the frightening atmosphere.